Tell me, Libra, have you felt it too? That quiet pull in the air, like the universe has been whispering your name? Tonight, we're stepping into something different, something you've been waiting to hear, maybe longer than you'll admit. There's a message circling around you, soft, deliberate, arriving at the exact moment your heart is finally ready. You've been silent, you've been thinking, you've been holding your breath between what you feel and what you're afraid to feel. But tonight, the energy shifts, the scales move, and the truth you've been sensing in the background is finally coming forward. So, take a deep breath, Libra. Let your mind settle. Let your heart open just a little. Because what I'm about to tell you is the message that was meant to find you at this exact time, in this exact place. If you're here, it's not an accident. Trust that. And if this resonates already, leave a comment, subscribe, and stay with me. We're just beginning. You know, Libra, there's something I need to tell you while the room is still quiet, before the world rushes back in, before your mind starts weighing everything again like it always does. Come closer for a moment, just you and me, no noise, no expectations, just the truth that's been hiding in the spaces between your breaths. You've been carrying a silence lately, not the heavy kind, not the kind that comes from shutting down, but the kind that comes from listening, really listening to the soft tremble of your own heart. I can feel it from here, that hesitation, that gentle pause before you speak, the way you hold back because you want to be fair, because you don't want to disturb the balance of anything or anyone. But what you don't always see is that sometimes silence is your way of loving, your way of protecting the peace while you figure out your next step, your way of keeping your world from shaking too hard. And honestly, I get it. You sense everything, every shift, every tone, every unspoken intention. Libra feels the tremors long before the ground even moves. But even the strongest sense of balance comes with a cost. And lately, you've been carrying that cost alone. There's a part of you that's been unsure, a part that whispers, if I say the wrong thing, everything might fall apart. So you retreat, not to escape, but to breathe, to steady your inner scales, to make sure that whatever you choose next is true. And that's what makes this moment so powerful, because your silence right now is not avoidance. It's preparation, a quiet sorting of emotions you haven't fully named yet. The world thinks Libra hesitates because they're indecisive, but I know better. You hesitate because you care. You hesitate because harmony matters to you. You hesitate because your heart has been a battlefield before, and you don't want to step into another war. And I want you to hear this. Clearly, there is nothing weak about that. There is nothing wrong with needing space to understand what your soul is asking for. Look at you, still showing up, still trying, still open enough to wonder if maybe, just maybe, something meaningful is trying to reach you. And it is. Because this quiet you're navigating now, this gentle pause in your spirit, it isn't an ending, it isn't a goodbye. It's the soft moment before the next shift. The inhale before the truth finally exhales. So, let yourself be here, Libra. Let the silence teach you. Let it show you what feels steady and what no longer does. Something is forming in the background, a message, a movement, a turning point, and even if you don't see it clearly yet, your heart feels the echo of what's coming. Stay with that feeling, because as we move forward, there's something else we need to talk about. Something deeper than the silence. Something you've kept tucked away behind your calm smile. And Libra, that's where the real story begins. You know, Libra, sometimes the quietest parts of you speak the loudest. And when I sit here with you like this, I can feel something you don't always say out loud. That your silence is not distance. It is protection. A soft shield over a heart that has carried more weight than anyone realizes. There's a tenderness inside you that the world often overlooks. You give so much grace, so much understanding, so much patience, that people forget you bleed too. You break too. You lose pieces of yourself trying to hold the world together. And when love hurts you, even just once, it leaves marks in places no one can see. It makes you cautious, gentle with yourself, slow to step forward again, even when your soul aches for connection. I know you've loved with sincerity before. You gave someone the version of you that very few get to meet. the version that hopes, the version that believes, the version that trusts that a soft heart is not a weakness. But somewhere along the way, something cracked, a promise faded, a truth shifted, and you learned painfully that not everyone handles your heart with the same care you offer them. So now, you pause. You hold your feelings close. You think a little longer before you open the door again. Because you're not afraid of love itself. You're afraid of loving the wrong person with a heart that deserves so much more. And that kind of fear, it changes you. Not into someone colder, but into someone wiser. Someone who listens to the smallest whispers inside themselves, trying to figure out what feels safe and what feels like another storm you can't survive. But here's the thing I feel in you right now. Your heart hasn't closed, not even a little. It's still alive, still searching, still hoping for something real. You're just waiting for a love that doesn't rush you, a love that feels steady when you touch it, a love that won't make you question whether you're enough, a love that doesn't demand you sacrifice your peace to keep it alive. And Libra, that longing you carry so quietly, is the proof that healing is already happening. You haven't given up. You've simply slowed down enough to make sure the next step you take is towards someone who can meet you where you've been so patiently standing. Let that sink in for a moment, that your silence is not a wall. It is a doorway that only the right presence will ever walk through. And speaking of that presence, there's something else moving toward you, something you've been sensing without fully naming. Let me take you there, gently, so you can feel what's coming next. You know, Libra, there's something almost mystical about the way the universe speaks to you. Not loud, not demanding, but in small, deliberate echoes that only someone as intuitive as you would notice. It starts quietly. A name you thought you moved past. A song you haven't heard in years, suddenly playing at the exact moment your mind drifts toward them. A memory brushing against you like a breeze you didn't expect. A face appearing on your screen when you never searched for it. And if it were just once, you'd ignore it. You'd brush it off, the way you brush off so many things to stay calm, stay balanced. But Libra, this hasn't been once. This is a pattern, a rhythm, a pull that keeps returning, no matter how gently you try to step away from it. It's almost as if the universe has been tapping your shoulder softly, saying, "Look here, feel this. Don't run from what your heart already knows." And I know that scares you a little. Not because you're fragile, but because you feel everything with such depth that even the smallest sign can land inside you like a truth you're not ready to admit. You've tried to focus on other things, tried to keep your balance steady, tried to convince yourself that timing, distance, logic, all of it means you should keep your guard up. But the universe does not waste energy. It doesn't send you a message unless there is meaning inside it. And right now, it's placing something or someone in your path again and again, as if to gently guide you back toward a conversation you've been postponing with your own heart. It's strange, isn't it? How something so subtle can feel so undeniable. How one little sign can ripple through you in a way you can't explain. And yet, it feels familiar. Safe, even. Like a truth wrapped in a soft light you haven't touched in a long time. Maybe it's not about the person. Maybe it's about you. About the part of yourself that still believes in meaningful connection. About the hope you thought you buried, but somehow, it's still glowing underneath the soil, waiting for warmth. The universe only nudges you like this when something wants to be seen. When a closed door is ready to open again. When your heart is finally strong enough to feel what it once feared. So, take a moment. Let yourself notice the signs instead of running from them. Let them sit with you, whisper to you, show you what's rising to the surface. Because these signs, they aren't coincidences, they're invitations. A quiet reminder that you're walking towards something that matters. And speaking of what matters, there's a presence in your story right now, Libra. Someone whose feelings run deeper than you realize. And the universe has been trying to bring your hearts back into the same room. Let's talk about that, slowly, gently, so you can feel the truth of it. You know, Libra, there's something I've been wanting to tell you, and maybe this is the moment when you're finally still enough to hear it. The person you're connected to, they haven't gone quiet because the feeling faded. They didn't step back because their heart shifted. They stepped back because you stepped into silence first. And they didn't want to intrude on a space they felt you needed. Some people rush toward the person they love, but this one froze the moment they sensed you pulling inward, not out of fear, not out of pride, but out of respect. Because they care about your peace more than they care about being right. And that's rare, Libra. That's so rare it almost feels unreal. There's a softness inside them when it comes to you. A steadiness. Like they've been holding their breath in the dark, waiting for even the smallest sign that it's safe to move toward you again. And I need you to feel this for a moment. Their feelings for you haven't dimmed, not even a little. If anything, silence has made the truth louder inside them. They've been carrying this quiet devotion, not flashy, not dramatic, just real, steady, persistent in a way that doesn't demand your attention, but hopes for it all the same. They love you in the way water loves the shore, gently, then fully, pulling back only to return again with something deeper. And even if they don't say it, even if they hide it behind a calm exterior, their heart leans toward you every single day. But they've hidden one thing, not because they wanted to mislead you, but because they didn't know if your heart could hold it. What they've kept quiet is the depth of what they feel, the way their chest tightens when they think of you, the way they replay the small memories you left behind, the way your name sits so softly inside them it feels like home. They've been waiting for a sign from you, even the smallest thing, a word, a look, a moment where you let your guard fall just enough for them to see that their feelings aren't wandering alone. You carry your silence like a shield, but they've been reading it like a storm they don't want to disturb. And yet, despite all the distance, despite the uncertainty, their love hasn't drifted. It has stayed. Quiet, patient, steady, almost as if something bigger than the two of you keeps pulling your energies back into the same orbit. So, let's go deeper into that pull, because there is something unfolding here, Libra. Something that's been waiting in the shadows of your hesitation, and it's time we bring it into the light. You know, Libra, there's something almost heartbreaking about the way this person holds space for you, quietly, gently, as if they're standing just outside the doorway of your world, afraid to knock too loudly, afraid to disturb whatever you're feeling your way through. They watch you in a way that isn't intrusive, more like someone tracing constellations in the night sky, trying to understand where each star came from and why its light matters so much. They want to reach out. They've had a message typed and deleted more times than they'll ever admit. They've thought about calling you in those soft hours when the world goes still, when the heart gets louder, when courage rises just enough to make them hover over your name. But then they stop. Not because the feeling fades, but because the love they carry for you holds more respect than urgency. They don't want to step into your space before you signal that you're ready to be met there. And that kind of patience, that kind of emotional restraint, it comes from someone who cares so deeply that they'd rather stay silent than risk hurting you. If you could see what happens inside them every time your name crosses their mind, you'd understand why they're holding their breath like this. They're not waiting for grand gestures, not waiting for you to pour your heart out. All they want is a sign, the smallest one, a soft shift in your tone, a warmer glance, a simple, "How have you been?" Anything that tells them the door isn't closed, just gently resting on its hinges. And the truth is, Libra, you have no idea how many times they've replayed your moments together, searching for clues, wondering if they imagined the connection or if you felt it too. To them, you're not a passing thought, you're a quiet gravity. You're that one person whose energy lingers long after the room empties, and that's why they're waiting. Not out of fear, but out of hope. A hope that one day soon, you'll give them something, anything, that tells them they're not dreaming alone. Take a breath with me here, because the way they look toward you says something deeper than words ever could. It says, "I'll move when you're ready, just tell me the moment you want me closer." And Libra, there's something unfolding now. Something the universe has been arranging behind your hesitation. Something that has everything to do with what happens when two quiet hearts finally stop pretending they don't hear each other. Let's step into that next layer together. There's more you need to feel, more truth rising to the surface. And it's time we follow it. Libra, there's something tender sitting in your energy tonight. Something you try so hard to hide behind that calm voice, that composed smile, that graceful way you carry yourself, even on the days when your heart feels heavier than it should. You want love. You always have, but you want it in a way that doesn't cost you your center, your balance, your sense of stability. Because when you fall, you don't fall halfway. You fall like the whole sky tipping into someone. Your mind, your spirit, your softness, it all goes with you. And that's what terrifies you the most. That in opening your heart again, you won't just let someone in. You'll hand them the delicate architecture of your inner world and hope they don't rearrange it into chaos. You've been there before. You've felt what it's like to lose your footing, to love someone so deeply that you forget where you end and they begin. And afterward, when everything went quiet, you had to rebuild yourself, piece by piece, quietly, patiently, alone. So now, you hold yourself carefully. You measure your steps. You double-check your feelings before you speak them. Not because you don't want love, but because you want a love that doesn't demand you sacrifice the peace you fought so hard to earn. You fear that if you open the door again, the tidal wave of emotion will sweep you off balance, pull you too far, too fast, into a place where you can't breathe or think or remember what keeps you grounded. And Libra, I see how much strength it takes for you to stay composed when part of you just wants to lean in, to surrender, to believe something real is possible again. You are not cold, you are not distant. You are protecting the part of your heart that loves with its entire being. The part that doesn't know how to love small. The part that feels every shift like a storm moving through your chest. So you pause. You stay still. You tell yourself you need more time, more clarity, more certainty. But beneath all of that, there's a quieter truth. You're not afraid of love. You're afraid of losing yourself in it. And that is such a human fear, Libra. A fear born from deep self-awareness, from understanding how delicate your inner harmony truly is. But here's the thing. Something has been shifting inside you, slowly, softly, like the first hint of dawn touching the edges of a long night. A part of you is beginning to wonder what it would feel like to trust again, to open just a little, to let someone meet you where you've been standing alone for too long. And that small wondering, that whisper of curiosity, is not the end of your balance. It's the beginning of something else entirely. Because someone out there, Libra, is carrying a truth that's tied to you more deeply than you realize. And the universe has been preparing you for the moment when that truth will finally step forward. Let's walk toward it together, gently, so you can feel what's waiting on the other side of your hesitation. Libra. There's a truth beginning to gather around this connection, quiet at first, like a confession whispered into the night long before the courage to speak it out loud ever arrives. This person, the one who's been orbiting your heart with such careful distance, they haven't been honest with themselves for a long time. Not because they wanted to mislead you, but because they weren't ready to face the weight of what they were actually feeling. You would be surprised how many nights they sat there trying to convince themselves it was nothing, that it was temporary, that the intensity they felt toward you was just a passing moment that would eventually fade into something manageable. But it never did. Every attempt to bury what they felt only pushed the truth deeper into them. And the deeper it sank, the more undeniable it became. They fought it, Libra. They really did. Maybe because timing was wrong. Maybe because their life felt unsteady. Maybe because they weren't sure if your heart had room for them, or if they were just projecting their hope onto your gentleness. But something shifted in them recently. A soft breaking open. A realization that denying how they feel has only created more tension inside their own chest. Like trying to hold back a tide that's rising whether they want it to or not. Now, they want clarity. They want honesty. They want to step into the truth instead of dancing around the edges of it. And that truth, Libra, is you. Not some version of you. Not the idea of you, but you. The way you think. The way you soften a room without trying. The way your presence feels like a calm they haven't known in years. You've become this quiet anchor in their internal chaos. A place where they feel seen without needing to perform or pretend or be anything other than what they are. And because of that, the walls they built around their heart, the ones that once felt so solid, have begun to tremble. They're ready to stop hiding, ready to stop pretending, ready to step toward the very thing they once feared they didn't deserve. There's no more running in them now, no more avoidance, no more masking their feelings behind the safety of distance. Their heart has made its decision. And whether they know the outcome or not, they're prepared to stand in their truth because their love for you has outgrown their fear. Let that sink in for a moment. The courage it takes, the vulnerability it requires, the kind of emotional bravery that only comes from someone who has finally surrendered to what is real. And Libra, this shift inside them is about to meet a shift inside you. Two separate awakenings quietly moving toward one point. Let's step into that point together, because what rises next has everything to do with the message the universe has been trying so gently to place in your hands. Libra, take a slow breath with me for a moment. Let everything settle. Let the noise fade. Because what I'm about to tell you, it isn't just another thought. It's something the universe has been trying to place gently in your hands, again and again, waiting for the moment your heart was steady enough to receive it. You've been walking through a season of quiet shifts, some so subtle you almost missed them, some so soft they felt like a dream, brushing your shoulder as it passed. But every one of those shifts was guiding you here, to this exact moment. The balance you've been longing for, not just in love, not just in connection, but inside yourself. It's been slowly returning to you, quietly rebuilding itself like dawn, lifting over a city before anyone wakes. You may not see it yet, but you can feel it, in that calmer breath, in the way your fears have begun unraveling at their edges, in the way the heaviness you carried for so long no longer sits on your chest the same way. Something in you is opening, not in a dramatic, sweeping way, but in the gentle, deliberate way a flower opens when the first warm day arrives after a long winter. Your spirit is remembering softness. Your heart is remembering courage. Your energy is remembering how to trust again. And that's why this connection, the one that keeps circling back into your orbit, is becoming more important than you expected. It's here for a reason. It's not noise. It's not coincidence. It's alignment. This person, they were placed in your path not to shake you, but to mirror back the parts of you that the world has asked you to hide. They see your gentleness, your depth, your honesty, your quiet resilience, and they move toward you not with demands, but with patience, with sincerity, with a love that hopes instead of pressures. The universe is asking you to meet this moment with an open heart, not wide open, just open enough to let something true step inside. There is a conversation waiting for you. Not a confrontation, not a test, but a moment of real honesty between two souls who have been circling the same truth from different directions. There is a reconciliation waiting, not necessarily with the past, but with yourself, with the version of you that once believed in connection without doubting whether you were worthy of it. And there is a beginning waiting, quiet, hopeful, wrapped in the kind of tenderness that doesn't ask you to bend or break or lose your balance again. Libra. The silence has done its work. It has taught you, protected you, prepared you. But it is time for a new energy now, a new truth, a new alignment. The message you've been waiting for is not just coming toward you. It is already here, standing at the edge of your awareness, waiting for you to reach out and touch it. Let's step into what comes next, together. Libra, if you're still here with me, I want you to know something before we close this space. Tonight, you are not behind, you are not late, you are not lost. You are simply standing at the edge of a new balance. One the universe has been shaping around you with more love and intention than you realize. Whatever you felt during this message, the warmth, the clarity, the pull in your chest, that was your spirit recognizing a truth it has been waiting a long time to hear. And maybe, just maybe, this is the moment where you stop doubting yourself and start trusting the quiet knowing rising inside you. So breathe, Libra. You're allowed to believe again. You're allowed to open the door a little. You're allowed to let something good find you. And if tonight touched something in you, leave a comment. Tell me what resonated. Share your story. Your voice helps other Libras feel less alone. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next message the universe has for you. Because trust me, this journey isn't finished, not even close. There is more guidance coming, more truth, more alignment, more of that quiet magic that only shows up for you when your heart is ready to hear it. So, until the next chapter unfolds, take care of yourself, stay open, stay gentle, and remember, you are guided, you are protected, and you are never walking this path alone. I'll meet you in the next message, Libra. The journey continues.